What is going on, everybody? It's the Front, and we here back for our Monday Night Raw review for December the 6th, 2021, with two big matches tonight. A steel cage match grudge match between Kevin Owens and Big E, the WWE Champion, non-title match. And of course, Liv Morgan gets her big opportunity to face the Raw Women's Champion for the Raw Women's Championship. And the women actually get the main event. They started the show with Big E versus Kevin Owens. Why? Because that's how they do things. Now, it's a cage match. We saw War Games last night if you watched it. I personally did not. I've been done with NXT for 2 years now, but yeah, you're getting three nights of cage matches with War Games last night, this match tonight, and then tomorrow night Kyle O'Reilly versus Vaughan Wagner. So this was a grudge match. This is a grudge match because, and the reason they made it a cage match is these guys have tried to have matches twice, and Seth Rollins has gotten involved in all the matches so far. Well, tonight ain't no different. I honestly don't get why WWE decides they still want to do cage matches and say, "Oh, it's to keep everybody out." When has that ever stopped anybody? As you saw tonight, Seth Rollins still got involved in the match. Did he jump in the cage and start beating these guys up? No. But there was one point where these guys were fighting to get out of the door. Seth comes and just slams the door into both of their faces. It's like, how are you going to sit there and have a cage match and be like, oh, nobody's going to get involved. It's going to keep everybody out. And you still have Seth Rollins get involved. It is so stupid. But in the end, Big E was able to win the match as he should have. He kicks them away as they're both crawling. He's able to finally get out and make it out. And he stands tall. After the match, Seth Rollins attacks from behind. Rollins manhandles Big E at ringside, and the cage is raised above the ring. He rushes the ring and unloads on Kevin Owens. Rollins looks and hit the stop on Owens, but Big E rushes him and hits a belly-to-belly suplex. Big E then delivers another big ending. Owens, Big E celebrates and raises the title in the air. We go to commercial break. Now, that was it. Then okay, that's the end. We come back from commercial break and everybody's laid out. Seth is down, Big E's down, Kevin Owens down. Somebody came through and just dismantled all three of these men, and it turned out to be Bobby Lashley. He comes out, he destroys Seth, Big E, and Owens, goes in the ring to some boos. Smith says tonight has been crazy, but it's just getting started. First off, cage matches are fine when they're done here and there, but we did not really need a cage match. Like, come on, man. And again, WWE's excuse of, oh, it's a cage match just because we don't want anyone to get involved is bullshit. It is always bullshit. It has always been bullshit. How many times have we seen a cage match and somebody hasn't got involved? It's very few and far between. Here we are again with another cage match where somebody got involved. On top of that, Bobby Lashley is like, you're not going to forget me. I was WWE Champion for the majority of this year. You're not gonna just leave me behind and just let these two go and fight for the WWE Championship. All the bullshit's behind me and everything else. No more Brock, no more Drew, no nothing. He wants to be WWE Champion again. He will probably get the match at the Royal Rumble, or if they really wanted to do things right, if you're not gonna have Brock win the Royal Rumble, have Bobby Lashley win the Royal Rumble, and he gets the match with Big E or whomever at WrestleMania. Still to come tonight, Liv Morgan challenges Becky Lynch for the strap. Also, Edge on TV. There'll also be a first ever RK Bro Namement. The 4 teams competing will become #1 contender for the Raw Tag Team Championships. The 4 tournament teams are the Street Profits, AJ Styles and Omos, the Mysterios, and the Alpha Academy. Why is this even a thing? Why? This is again this is the Raw Tag Team division. These 4 teams right here in RK Bro. This isn't enough for a division. You took these four teams and took whatever you had on SmackDown, merged them together. You have yourself a damn good division. But WWE doesn't care about tag teams. They have never cared about tag teams. Vince McMahon, it's on record that Vince McMahon doesn't think the tag team wrestling draws. He doesn't think he doesn't think you're gonna get any money from tag team wrestling. And it's so fucking stupid. How many times in AEW have we seen a tag team match be the main event, or a tag team match be a big deal, big priority, and have a big feud priority? The fact that this notion in WWE still exists that tag team wrestling does not draw money is absolutely asinine. I don't know how you can sit there and pretend like tag team wrestling doesn't draw. But there you go, 4 teams for later tonight. Zelena Vega versus Nikki Trash. Didn't really give a shit about this because Zelena Vega wins. It's kind of funny how Zelena Vega comes back at the week or 2 before or 3 before Money in the Bank. Gets put into Money in the Bank for no reason. And loses match after 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 match. Then gets put into the Queen's Crown tournament and they start giving her wins. Like, what the hell? She's been here back for months, and you guys pretending like she was nothing but a jobber to the stars. And now all of a sudden, now she's queen. Now she's winning all the time. If it leads to her becoming champion, we'll see how that works. I mean, she is 1/2 of the women's tag team titles. Those match titles don't mean shit. It's just crazy how, back in July, when Zelena Vega was brought back, she just looked like the biggest loser for months, and now here she is, actually being pushed somewhat. We'll see where this goes. After the match, Vega and Carmella celebrate in the ring. Music hits. Rhea Ripley enters the ring to tend the Nikki as the champ. Taunt them from the ramp. Rhea Ripley. Oh, Rhea Ripley. Somebody who had potential, or has potential, to be a big fucking deal. Be a face of the women's division. Be a face of this company. And the Showbot came in and beat all that out of her. She does not even look like somebody who gives a shit anymore. She looks so defeated. She just looks just like anybody else, and everybody else. It's just so dumb, absolutely dumb. Like, if you go back to 2009, the end of 2019, and when Rhea Ripley won that women's championship from Shayna Baszler, had the whole crowd in the ring celebrating with her. She looked like the next big thing in the women's division. And here she is, after being beat at WrestleMania last year, after the Showbot being the one to take a title from her again. Just like, can they salvage Rhea Ripley? I don't even know. Randy Orton and Riddle backstage, and Riddle is ranting about until Kevin Patrick interrupts, asking about tonight's tournament. Riddle does some of his usual promo stuff. Yeah, it's fucking annoying as shit. Riddle mentions how they will handle everything for the tournament, including backstage interviews, blah, blah, blah. I don't even care. Rhea Ripley's trying to cheer up Nikki in the back. A fan appears and wants an autograph, saying her biggest fan. Nikki perks up, but a fan says she meant him. And we see Hall of Famer and hometown star Jerry Lawler. Good fucking grief. The King signs his autograph, and Nikki is sad once again. By the way, yeah, apparently Jerry Lawler signed a new contract with WWE. Great. We're going to see him on television a lot more. The OK Bros versus the OK Bro Name It match, whatever the fuck that even means. The Street Profits versus AJ Styles and Omos. Again, AJ Styles and Omos lose by countout. I really could care less. AJ and Omos return to the ring. AJ talks about Omos has to listen because that's how his team works. Omos isn't interested and he turns and walks away from AJ. Fans boo and AJ looks on as Omos walks straight up the ramp. AJ calls for Omos to come back, but that big man yells and keeps walking. Riddle enters the ring and does the comedy while he's trying to interview AJ on these crazy events. AJ isn't interested, but Riddle keeps on. AJ asks Riddle if he should be interviewing the winner. Riddle's, yeah, whatever. Hopefully, this leads to the end of AJ Styles and Omos. AJ Styles has been doing shit beneath him for months. This guy, Omos, has no upside. But according to some people, he's the Andre the Giant of the 21st century, or whatever this decade we're in. Please, this guy is nowhere near close to what Andre the Giant was. It also doesn't help the fact that you see Omos every single fucking week. This is one of the biggest problems with wrestling, is that we see the same people every single fucking week. I don't need to see AJ Styles every week. I don't need to see Omos every week. I don't need to see Randy Orton and Matt Riddle every single week. They got enough talent on these fucking rosters, or at least they should, that you don't have to see Edge because he's back every single week. Or Big E every single week. He's the WWE champion. We shouldn't see him more than once or twice a month. But here we are. Again, Omos is here every single week. So how can anyone say that Omos feels special to them if you're just gonna see him out there every single week, sometimes looking like a fucking fool? Dev Travers backstage with Women's Champion Becky Lynch. Becky talks about how this is a big night and how Liv has never been harder because of what she's done in recent weeks. Fans are behind her. There's a new bandwagon to jump on as the Liv train keeps going on. Becky says the real battle will not be in the ring tonight. It will be in Liv's head and heart. And with fans, she says as Liv does better, the fans will eventually turn on her. Becky goes on and says the biggest star there is. And that's why this is just another Monday for big time Bex, and she walks off. Liv Morgan was over before Becky Lynch came back. Like, if you go back and watch the pre-show where it was Liv Morgan and Carmella, I think that was what pay-per-view was that? Anyway, they it was I think that was some it was whatever pay-per-view it was. People wanted Liv Morgan to be like in anything. People have been rooting for Liv Morgan for so long. And tonight she gets her big match. United States Open Challenge, Robert Roode versus Damian Priest. Can we please stop getting open challenges? It's done to death. I know John Cena did this, and it was a big deal because he was John Cena. He put the young guys over by beating them, but giving him so much. But it's like, give Damian Priest something. Him continuing to do open challenges just tells me one thing. They've got nothing for this guy. He's going out there and having these open challenges because they've got nothing. Give this guy something to do, please. Damian Priest, of course, retains, and I'm waiting. I'm just sitting here waiting. It's like, can I please get something for Damian Priest? Maybe. I mean, they've been teasing this Apollo thing, but of course Apollo then gets beat last week. So there's really nothing. Like, day one's coming up. Who's Damian Priest facing at day one? Who's going to be the person to challenge Damian Priest at day one? I have no idea. We see how Piper Niven has attacked Bianca Belair at various times over the past month or so, and then we go to Bianca Belair versus Piper Niven. Hey look, another grudge match. WWE give a shit? Probably not. We look back at the Raw main event between Lita and Trish Stratus 17 years ago, which was the first time women main evented Monday Night Raw. They make a big deal about it because the women are main eventing tonight for the Raw Women's Championship, and it's like, it's not that big of a deal now, because this isn't the first women's main event since that main event. Just saying. So you got this match here, nothing special about it. Bianca Belair wins by count out because, hey, we did it once, we're going to do it again. We see how Chairman and CEO Vince McMahon of Austin Theory in his office last week, ending with the night with a slap to the face. We see Vince in his office now. I'm tired of seeing Vince on TV. I think Vince is tired of being on TV. But apparently, Vince is mentoring Austin Theory. Vince asks Theory how he's doing and says he's a bit sore in the jaw. A week later, I don't think so. Vince says he hopes Theory learns something this week as well. He's thinking about putting Theory in a match tonight, but he asked if he expected Vince to actually put him in a match. Theory says no, and Vince thinks it over and ends the segment. Good grief. SmackDown Rebound, we go into Miz TV. Don't give a shit. These guys are not. Basically, they're just trying so hard. WWE is trying so hard to mimic MJF and CM Punk, and I'm just like not here for it. When Edge came out, or came on Twitter last week, or social media last week, and was like, hey, who should I be going up against first? Who should be the first person I feuded with here on Monday Night Raw? Because these are fresh matches, fresh faces, you know, half the roster at least. I would have loved to see somebody like an AJ Styles. Maybe we get maybe Matt Riddle. Maybe Seth Rollins. No, not Seth Rollins. Maybe Big E. Maybe Kofi Kingston. Maybe Bobby Lashley. Not Kofi Kingston, I'm sorry. Kevin Owens. Fuck. But they go with The Miz. Nobody cares about The Miz versus Edge. This was so bad. I didn't like, these guys are trying so hard. MJF and CM Punk are out there giving you fucking gold from the heart. Stuff that nobody is writing for them. The Miz is definitely reading off a script. Sounds like it. He doesn't sound fucking real. Edge gets to do whatever the fuck he wants. Edge seems real because that's what Edge is. But nah. I don't even care about this feud. There's nothing there. There's absolutely nothing there. What do these guys have a beef for? Nothing. MJF and CM Punk have stuff. They have the history. The fact that MJF was a fan of CM Punk. The fact that MJF, there's a picture floating around immediately after they had their stare down. There was a picture of them floating around of a young MJF getting CM Punk's autograph. You don't have any of that with Edge and The Miz. There's no personal beef here at all. Hell, when Edge and Seth Rollins had their feud, there was personal beef because you go back to 2014 where Edge, who couldn't have that much happen to him and could have fucking been paralyzed if Seth Rollins actually did a stomp to him back then. That they had personal beef. They had a score to settle. There is no score to settle here. So they're still not making me want to see this match. Nobody wants to see this fucking match. Get this shit off my television and get the fuck out of here with this. That's going to be one of those matches that's a piss break match at day one if it happens there. Travis backstage with Liv Morgan. Liv says Becky wasn't entirely wrong earlier. People are watching her, but because they want to see her take the title. Liv says Becky is used to getting what she wants, but Liv will do what's in her power to get what she wants, and that's the Raw Women's title as she walks off. Outcomes. We have the Mysterios versus the Alpha Academy. We get another coming soon vignette for Vaughan. Well, Xia Li's making her debut on Friday if they don't cut her on beforehand. But how long are they going to just continue to give us Vaughan? I see nothing happening to this dude. This dude's going to make his debut. And the next round of cuts, he's going to be cut just like everybody else. So, this one was a short match. Didn't go too long. Mysterios went with a roll-up out of nowhere. So, it looks like, yeah, Dominic did the entire match himself. I don't know why. Maybe they're trying to book something. Like, I don't know what's going on with this. The Mysterios is like this hot, cold thing of, we're going to break them up. No, we're not going to break them up. We're going to break them up. No, we're not going to break them up. It seems like they're just, like, WWE wants to break up the Mysterios, but they just don't know if they want to break up the Mysterios. Because they were getting destroyed by Bobby Lashley, which would have been a great way to, push the Mysterio versus the Mysterio feud going forward. But After that was done, they're like, no, we're gonna bring it back, we're gonna pull it back, we're gonna actually go and we're gonna go and have these guys start winning now. But it's just, I don't know what they're doing with these guys. Obviously, they don't know what they're doing with these guys. Because 1 minute, they look like they're about ready to break up and destroy each other. And then the next minute, they're about to go and become and win more. So these guys celebrate. Mysterios vs. Street Profits next week. Will take on the OK Bro at day 1. More Austin Theory stuff. I could really care less. Hey, look, someone we haven't seen in a while, and I'm surprised didn't get cut last time. Finn Balor versus T-Bar. We haven't seen T-Bar since Damian Priest beat the shit out of him. Not once, but twice. 2 weeks in a row. And I was like, and it was back when they started doing this Jekyll and Hyde thing with Damian Priest. And after Damian Priest destroyed him the second time and we hadn't seen him a week or 2 later, I'm like, they've got to be cutting him. I'm sure they're going to cut him. No, T-Bar didn't get cut. Balor wins this really short match. Coup de grace in the end. After the match, he stands tall. We get a replay suddenly. Austin Theory attacks from behind. Unloads on Balor. Then Theory lays Balor out with the ATL in the middle of the ring. Theory pulls out his phone and takes a few selfies with Balor as the boos continue. Theory makes his exit, yells at expecting and unexpected, and is apparently sending his selfies to Vince McMahon. Dana Brooke is surprised by R-Truth and Akira Tozawa backstage, but Truth wonders if that is PG and what they let her go. Reggie comes flying out of nowhere and tells her not to be alarmed, but he's here to finish the conversation. Reggie gives Brooke props for a title win and says the title looks good on her. Tamina suddenly runs up on Brooke, but Reggie gives her the heads up, allowing the champ to escape as Reggie gets in Tamina's way. Do not care. I wish they would take that. I wish Dana Brooke would take that belt, take off the metal pieces, melt them down, and make herself a nice necklace and earring sets. I could care less about the 24/7 shit. I really do not care. I have never cared. Raw Women's Championship match: Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan. Before that, Bobby Lashley. We see what happened with Bobby Lashley and the MVP and Lashley are walking backstage. Kevin Patrick asks Lashley why he attacked the others. MVP says we live in an era where people are too comfortable disrespecting other people because there are no consequences. Vaughan and says Lashley was upset at the audacity of having a WWE title match without even mentioning his name. MVP says that was disrespectful and that what happened was the consequences. Lashley says when they disrespect him, that's what happens. They walk off with MVP taunting Patrick some. And we get a video package of this match. We have this match. This was like, they gave a lot to Liv Morgan in this match. There were some times in this match you thought Liv was actually going to win. The crowd was behind her. The crowd went and popped for every time she was going to win. They thought she was going to win. And unfortunately, she did not win. We get the same flame ass finish that we got between Becky Lynch and Charlotte at Survivor Series. Liv was holding her own, and honestly, it feels like the way they ended this match, it feels like this is not going to be the last time you see this match. Like, we could see this match happen again day 1 because Liv Morgan got screwed. Liv Morgan got rolled up, and Becky uses the ropes to get the pin. Telling me that this is not over. Telling me 100% that this is not over. After the match, Becky goes right to the floor, stands tall. Lynch raises the title. And Vaughan goes off the air with Liv getting emotional, shaking her head and wondering she was this close, just so close to capturing the Raw Women's Championship. And Raw went off the air. The show was meh at best. Liv and Becky was good. The cage match was good. Other than that, the show was just missable, as usual. And that was Monday Night Raw. Hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like or dislike this video. Find me on The France Club, find me on twitch.tv/The France Club, and find me on Instagram at The France Club. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday for good professional wrestling. Until then, my name is The France, and I'll see you guys later.